Friends, I have a pretty bathroom I get to share with you today. I'm so excited. It has been a while since we've had a pretty bathroom in our lavender blue cottage that we moved into about a year and a half ago. We've renovated almost every space except for the 3 bathrooms, and they definitely needed some love. So we decided, since this bathroom was right off the main area, the kitchen and living room, we would tackle it first. And it's just a half bath, so it did not require a ton of work, but the improvements are crazy. I can't believe how much a few cosmetic changes can make such a difference. Now, it's right off of the kitchen, which is not ideal, but maybe they didn't think about that in the 70s. I don't know, but it is kind of convenient because it's right from the garage. And so my husband, who comes in and is covered in sawdust, if he needs to clean up, he can go right here. Or when my son digs a hole and is all muddy, he can clean up before he trudges all through the house. So it works, but I digress. Let's check out the before, and then I'll share with you all the updates we made. Okay, so here's what she looked like when we moved in. It has like some vinyl flooring, some lovely yellow paint, and a tiled trim work look, Formica countertops. Kind of sad, but very functional. And then we actually did kind of a partway demo job by taking off the countertops and replacing it with this soapstone. We decided to go ahead and do that to all the bathrooms, well, except the master bathroom, which needs a whole nother overhaul. But it was cheaper to get these countertops cut and installed as a group. So we went ahead and did the kitchen and 2 of our bathrooms, just replaced the countertop then. But then the bathroom kind of sat in kind of a torn apart state for several months. So that made me really anxious to get this one updated, especially since it's like the bathroom that like guests would use when they came. So I wanted to make it pretty and knew it wouldn't take a whole lot. A big part of this bathroom makeover was actually organizing this closet. It had gotten pretty bad, so we needed to tackle that. This is where I keep like all my supplements, essential oils, cleaning supplies, other household items. So it's not pretty, but I thought I'd give you a glimpse anyway. And speaking of supplements, I'd like to take a minute to introduce you to this video's sponsor, who is Mary Ruth's Organics. Mary Ruth's believes self-care should feel easy, not overwhelming, and every small action you take today contributes to a healthier, happier future. They have so many options and products that can help support your wellness goals that you can check out on their site. Let me give you a quick look at what I ordered this month. A lot of their products are formulated for hair growth and skin health, so I really like to take those every day. This is a women's multivitamin plus hair growth. The formula includes herbs, essential vitamins, and more to support your overall health, hair growth process, and your skin. I love to combine it with their Skin Restore and Renew gummies, which are clinically shown in women to improve skin firmness, reduce fine wrinkles, and the mixed berry flavor is delicious. For my kids, these are a couple of products that I like to pick up and make sure they take every day. This is the kids multivitamin, and these are the kids probiotic gummies. And my kids love them. I never even have to worry about reminding them to take them. They're older, so they can just make sure and do that themselves, and I feel good knowing that they're getting multivitamin and some gut supporting probiotics. If you want to try any of their products, you can get my code, which I will leave down in the description. It will get you 30% off of their website, or you can get 20% off on Amazon. And a quick heads up, from March 22nd to the 31st, they're running their deal of the day on Amazon. So site-wide, it's 20% off on Amazon, but you can also stack my coupon code, which is an additional 20% off. But remember, even outside of those dates, my code and links will still work for you. A huge thanks for Mary Ruth Organics to providing my viewers with these amazing discounts. I hope you get to take advantage of them. And also a huge thanks to Mary Ruth for sponsoring this video. So green was my focus. So hubby laid down the tile and we decided to keep the vanity. Of course, we decided that when we replaced the countertops, but the vanity was in really good condition. And even though it was probably put here in the 70s, I feel like the walnut brown color looked really nice and could be upscaled just depending on the materials surrounding it. So I actually kept that as is, just did a new sink, new countertop, faucets and whatnot, and feel like it blends really well, especially with that tile. So let's talk about the wall treatment. We decided to do some beadboard wainscoting with kind of the similar chunky chair rail that we have throughout the rest of the home, especially in this kitchen space and in the living room. So it really does kind of flow as far as style goes. And then we painted all that new trim work in this beautiful gray-green color, which I don't remember off the top of my head because I never do, but I will definitely leave that down in the description. And then you can also head to my blog post where we'll be typing up all the details, linking all the sources. So if you need more, please check out the description and I'll link you out to more. It's really fun as well if you save some of these images, if you have Pinterest, to save them on some of your bathroom inspiration boards, and then you'll always be able to come back to it. We also put some beadboard trim up on the ceiling and then did some crown molding, and I really debated whether we should paint that like a creamy white or the same green. And so I ended up going with the same green, and I'm so glad I did because I feel like it wraps the space really nice. And then with this wallpaper that we put up, it really just comes together really well, especially considering that I decided to leave some of the darker wood trim. So let's talk about that for a minute, because I'd actually love to hear what you guys think and what opinions you have. Now, this bathroom, I want you to keep in mind, is more often used by the men of the house, if you can call a 12-year-old boy a man, but this really is more my husband's bathroom. Since the one we have by our bedroom is so small, I've kind of overtaken it. But this is often where he gets ready for the day or for the evening. So I wanted it to have a little bit of a masculine feel, but I knew it needed to also be balanced by some feminine elements. And so I tried to kind of blend both of those. And that's why I decided to keep some of the darker wood. Now I know the vanity has the darker wood, but these closet doors are also this really pretty stained wood. And then the trim around the window, and the window itself is wood. And those are challenging to paint, as I've learned throughout the rest of the house. We're probably gonna have to do a lot of touch-ups through the years. So I really debated it and just decided for now, let's leave the wood trim in there around the window and the closet and the inside of the door, and then see how I like it once everything was brought together. Now I've stared at this space a lot since then and have wondered, would it look better if I painted the trim around the windows the same green? And would it actually blend better if those closet doors were also the green? I think it would have a more cohesive look, and I think it would actually be a win, but I'm not hating it as it is either. I feel like the really stark contrast of the colors with the wood and then some painted wood, for some reason, once I got it all decorated, it feels right. It almost has this old world collected vibe, and leaning more towards imperfect. And for some reason, it feels right in this space. Rather than making it perfectly cohesive and picture perfect, I don't know what it is, but the thought that it almost looks like this bathroom that somehow balances finished with unfinished and masculine with feminine, and just these huge contrasts in elements. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Let me know what you think, but for now, I'm gonna leave it. My husband actually really likes it as it is, but someday maybe the paintbrush will come out and I'll just not be able to resist painting that closet door and the window trim. But for now, I wanted to show you guys so you could kind of brainstorm with me, let me know what you think, but it still does work, and we're gonna go with it. Okay, let's talk about my favorite part of any space, and that's more of the decoration and the elements that you bring in for decor. So the mirror I picked is a curved mirror, and again, it's such a boxy space that I thought those curves would help, and I love that I was able to find a mirror with kind of this a little bit of a matching, a little bit of a contrast in the wood tones, but I love how the wood pops against the green wallpaper. And then I found a light fixture with the 3 lamp shades, and someday I may actually, I definitely want to do this eventually, but I wanted to just hurry and share this room with you while we had it, and I was excited about it. But I would love to cover those lampshades in like a green pattern fabric, so that may be a fun DIY tutorial coming up. Make sure you're subscribed to see everything that I do around the house, especially since we're finishing a lot of the main construction. That's when I feel like I have the bandwidth to get a little more creative. I'd also like to add like a cafe curtain in here someday, but that will just have to be another project for another day. It was a last minute call to also add some pegs on the chair rail. I wanted to hang some items on there. I always think that's really cute. So we added a couple of pegs, I painted them, and we just hung some towels. I brought in towels with black and white. Again, I was feeling like we should do some stark contrast in this room, and I feel like these striped towels and then this checkered black and white towel really bring it and add a nice touch. The shelf above the toilet is one of my favorite parts of the decoration. This is a shelf that I actually found either at a thrift store or antique store, I can't quite remember. They're all the same in my mind. But I've been holding on to it. I thought I was gonna use it in the kitchen for like a spice rack, but I didn't find the perfect spot for that. So I've been holding on to it, remembered it, and held it up in here and knew it would be a winner. Now, ideally, bathroom shelving is a little deeper, so you could at least put like a roll of toilet paper on it, but I thought I'd still have fun with these shallow shelves, and I like that it doesn't stick so much out in the room. I think in small spaces, you do need to be a little more mindful of what is protruding in the space. So I kept the decor pretty simple in there. I rolled up some towels. I'd love to get hand towels that are really textured. Again, bringing in some creamy white and then some stark gray black towels to complement each other there. I found some cute soap bottles and a lotion bottle that would fit in this shelf. They're square shaped, so I like how those look in there. I still need to put stuff in them, but I love that this product came with the labels, and I think it'll be really handy to have some lotion available in the bathroom for us all to use. I added some faux foliage because this room does not get a lot of great light, so definitely going with the faux plants in here that I don't need to maintain, but I love that these like kind of drape down this little shelf in my cute crock that I got. And I remembered I had this bathtub shaped container. There's nothing in there right now, but I'm sure it'll come in handy eventually, but for now it just looked really cute sitting on top of that shelf. I added a soap bar that my sister made me, a little scrub brush, a couple of jars with Q-tips and cotton balls, and then this diffuser thing. For some reason the name of these have escaped me, but you put the sticks in them and the oils kind of climb up the wood and make the room smell lovely. So I tossed the really strong chemically stuff that came with the product. It was way too strong. And I just put some lemon essential oil in this jar, and so it kind of absorbs into the sticks. I believe that's called capillary action. And then the room has just a lovely, uplifting, lemony smell, keeping a bathroom that just so happens to be next to a kitchen smelling lovely. I spied this scallop basket on Amazon that would fit toilet paper rolls perfectly. Thought it looked adorable on the back of the toilet. And then for the soap by the sink, I actually decided to add an unexpected pop of purple. I love the color combo of purple and green, but didn't want to overdo it in here, but I found this purple soap dispenser, poured in some cast iron soap and added some more like lemon and lime essential oils to make that smell really fresh. I diluted a little bit with water so it goes farther. Cast iron soap can be really thick, and so it's okay to water it down if you're going to use it fairly quickly. And then I've been holding onto this Old Spice mug for so long. I love using it in bathrooms. I think it's like a shaving mug. So I put a bar of soap in there if people want to use the bar of soap or the soap dispenser. I guess it doesn't really matter, it just looks cute, and so that's why I did it. I dug through my art pile, found this really pretty black and white print, and I thought the frame looked especially good in here. Again, making it feel more purposeful that we left the closet doors and the window trim a dark wood. Just by bringing that in, I felt like it made the window not feel so contrasting and made it feel a little more purposeful. I hung a basket above the towel rod over here, and the towel rod and the toilet paper holder that I found has this cute blue floral detail with the brass mix. I thought they were adorable. And then I brought in another faux plant to put by the sink, and just briefly propped up a picture frame of my husband and I when we first met at a dude ranch and started dating, and it's just a very special image for us. I put it in there just thinking about the frame, but it just made this space feel really cozy. I'm actually propping up frames more around the house than on top of like side tables, and finding these family photos and treasured photos being put around the home with frames adds this like personality and charm in a way that I didn't expect. I haven't done that a lot in previous homes, so I think I might be doing that more often because it immediately draws your eye, especially for guests. They're gonna be curious, you know, where it was this picture. You guys put on some weight. But you know, it just adds our personality and a feeling of our home, even in such a small bathroom. I think the only other thing to just briefly mention is the little floor mat that I put in here. It has like a really textured waffle texture, but it's no slip on the bottom. Really love that product, was super excited. I love little fringes. Anytime I can add texture and depth with linens, I'm all in. And then I put a little narrow wastebasket there because there's not a great spot to put a garbage in this bathroom, so it needed to be small and narrow, and I think that one works great. Well, my friend, that's a small space, small tour, but I hope you enjoyed it. I can't tell you how thrilled I am to have a cute bathroom in our home. It just feels good, and I can't wait to tackle the kids' bathroom that's upstairs, probably next. I'm in design mode in my head, so that will probably be the next one. It needs a bit of the same. We've already replaced the shower because the shower was really problematic with mold. So anyway, we need floor, wall treatments, decor, that kind of stuff. So that will be the next bathroom to tackle. But I hope you enjoyed this tour. Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. I sure appreciate you hanging out with me today and seeing our lavender blue cottage come together one space at a time. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'm so grateful that you would take time out of your day to be with me. And I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.